city you burn, I'm gonna build one high.
Greetings, fellow Empyreans. I am Ashtarothi, the voice of New Eden, and it is September 6th, YC126, and this is the Eve Universe Show! Welcome, guys. How's it going? Settle on in. It's going to be a fun day. We actually have... This is going to be more of a actual play time. We talked a lot over the last... well, we talked a lot yesterday, and we've covered some stuff during the summer break. But we do have these Deepflow rifts. I actually haven't found a single Deepflow rift yet at all. So I did go some looking in HiSec at one point. Got kind of frustrated. But I haven't found any Deepflow rifts. So I have a plan, which is that... Let's see here. Hold on. I have a... Let's see. I have 4 noise needlejack filaments, and I just picked up, for way too much, a proximity and a home filament. And I've got this Legion, and this Legion is set up. So I've got the 3 tractor beams. I've got a data analyzer. I've also got the relic analyzer in the cargo hold with a mobile depot, so I can reconfigure if need be. Technically speaking, this ship should be able to reconfigure into more of a combat-ish role, although I don't think I have the subsystem switch out, but I can switch out the hacking module for the Federation Navy Stasis Webifier if something like that happens. But the idea is that I'm going to yeet out to Null, and we're going to see what we can find, and we're going to run data, relic, and hopefully the event sites. So that sounds like fun. But first... we'll just go over a little bit of the news. There is basically the same thing. So Empire days are over. We talked a little bit about the pack yesterday, but what they've done is, now that all 4 empires have had their holiday for the year, each one of them, they released a set of Skinner elements, including a pattern and some colors, etc., etc. Well, now it appears that they are re-releasing these, and it comes with basically all of them, or at least a sample of all of them, for $15, if I remember correctly. Yeah, $15 for basically the cheaper version of the pack, which I believe that the other packs came with Plex and all that stuff. Now that I think about it, let's go check out the news real quick and look at those deals. Because this seems like a major cut in how much they were deemed as being worth. Basically by a quarter. The Paragon of Duty pack. Okay, so this was... yeah, so the Paragon of Duty pack was the $50 one. And it had all of this stuff. But the previous ones... offers? Ooh, there's an offers tag? Oh my god, that's going to make this so much easier. The Amar one... no? Wait, what? $785. Here we go. Actually, there's a good metric. $785, because they've also re-released it on the store. Oh. Wait. Foundation Day, Union Day. Wait, was that the same pack? That's not the same pack. No, that's not the same pack at all. That's lava core and stuff. Okay. So it's closer to the Empire Day pack. Please note that this pack can only be purchased. Okay, so it is Paragon of Faith pack. So it would have been 18 for 785. Instead, now it is Imperial Gold Metallic Limited 2. So 1/9. Wait. What is it? Liberty Wing? What is the pattern? Divine Arch pattern. Yeah, 1. Huh. So this is significantly less quantity. Huh. Oop, shoot, I keep hitting that. I'm sorry. Does that make a sound for you guys? I don't even know. Yeah. Honestly, I don't even know if this is a good deal or not anymore. Guys, like, let me know in the comments down below whether or not this even makes sense. Has anybody said anything about it? But like, I will say this, like, this was unexpected. If you are interested in these things, it is worth checking the market right now, because there's going to be a little bit more of a glut of these if people are buying these packs. I want to believe that part of this is because of the fact that they aren't necessarily satisfied with how well they sold originally. But that was based on the idea that this is marked way down. But if this is that many fewer elements for like half the cost, but it's like 1/8 of the elements. I don't know, man. I don't know. But either way, it is true that there is the Foundation Day pack, so you can go ahead and get your hands on the different Lava Core skins, which Lava Core skins are pretty cool. I have quite a few of them. They have... What is happening? They have these vents on the side that actually, like, put out sparks and heat effects. You have the Luminaire Exalted pack, which are not nearly as fancy. They look good if you like them. And the Paragon of Duty pack is this... Maybe this is still going on from before. Union Day pack. I don't like the Union Day skins, personally. Did I click too many times? Is that what's happened? I don't even know what's happening. I mean, if you like them, you like them. I feel like I'm missing one. Liberation Day. So Liberation Day is actually the other really good skins. It's got the particle effects. It's got the banners and the chain and the Kumoks on them. So this one's a pretty sweet one too. Did they have... They have the Valraven. What about the but not the Hell? That's unfortunate. Yeah, it's a pretty cool looking skin. All right. So that's available if you like it. Whatever, cool. Let's talk more about what we're going to do today. Like I said, we're going to do some Yeet exploration. For those of you who do not know, exploration is one of the best ways of making money using cheap equipment and low skills. So like alphas can do pretty decent exploration and get lots of money. You can use a ship that's less than 5 million ISK and make 100 million ISK in like a matter of an hour or two, if you get lucky. Now, there's the lucky part of it, but either way, it's always going to be an adventure, and that's why I like exploration. That's why I like Yeet exploration. I have a whole video on how to do Yeet exploration. It's called How to Have an Adventure in EVE Online for Under 5 Million ISK. But we're not going to do the cheap and easy way of doing it this time. And instead, we're just going to use it to yeet out to nullsec. It's a great way to go. We use these filaments known as noise filaments. These will teleport us to a random system in null security space. It could theoretically be occupied. Hopefully it won't be. And it gives you a 15-minute timer, which makes it so you can't use one of these again for that 15 minutes. That's one of the reasons why we got a cloak. So we've got 4 of these that allow us to move around, and we might be able to find more doing some data sites. Likewise, there is, I also have these 2 filaments. These are the secret that I don't talk about in the other video. I have a home Pochfin filament. You can either get home border or internal, doesn't really matter, or cry, any of the cries. There's like 9 different filaments that all can lead you into Pochfin in different ways. All you really need to do is get into Pochfin one way or another, and then, you've got the 15 minutes that you have to wait it out, which, again, cloak. And then you can use this proximity filament to teleport you to a system nearby the physical location of that system, which is usually high sec, sometimes low sec. So this is our way of getting out of wherever it is that we end up when we do our yeet. And I also brought a mobile depot, so that way I can swap out my data relic data analyzer for a relic analyzer or something like that if we need to. But that's one of the reasons why I like using the Legion for this kind of thing. Any questions, comments, concerns? Let's go. How's it going, guys? Y'all need to be more lively. I definitely am going to be talking a lot through my process as we go. However, right now is probably one of the more risky times for me to talk things through on a stream full of people. So we'll get to a less predictable situation. Cool. We're not dead. That's awesome. Why is there so many people in local? That's a lot of people in local. That's a lot of people in local for a nullsec system. So here we are in GTAC-O. This is the Angel exit from Zarzak. And there's 53 people in local, which makes warping to basically any grids pretty risky. Makes me wonder whether or not there's a bubble. So there could be a bubble camp at any of the gates or at one of the stations where people register at. Lots of activity in Curse as of late. Well, then, we probably shouldn't be here. Let's not be here. This was just my attempt to... This is just where I wanted to go to get out of Zarzak and check it out. But... we can deactivate that. Activate. I must be in a fleet. Shit. Session change. Still shit. Not happy. Yeet. No. Safety's enabled. Yeah. Oh, God. All right. Oh man, there's 2 people in local here too. Okay. Where do we end up? In horde space. I'm not trying to, I'm not, this setup isn't necessarily OBSEC. I'll just say it. I'm in 4D9 TAC 66, which is in Geminate, apparently. Let's take a look at things. So what I'd really like is an area of space that doesn't have anybody. So I'm going to set my parameter here. No, not you. To average pilots in space in the last 30 minutes. You gross. Well, there's like those. Wait. Is that? Oh, yeah. Wait. Yeah. We're near Jove space. Hold on. Yeah. Caroline Star's huge here. Okay, so yeah, the reason why I went into Angel Space, by the way, was because when you use a filament, it never, the one thing it doesn't do is it never brings you back to the same region that you're already in. So by going to, I didn't want to be in Angel Space wandering around because I didn't want to have to worry about angel rats. So by going to Angel Space and then yeeting from there, it reduces my chance that I yeet to a angel. No, you can't go to Jove Space. You've never been able to go to Jove Space. All right, well, let's see. I got to figure something out. I got this system and then these systems, potentially. There's like a pocket over here. Nah. There he's gross. All right. So remember, in nullsec, when you're moving around, you always have to worry about bubbles. You got to think about bubble traps. And the thing is that bubbles can draw you out of warp if the bubble exists anywhere along the line of the path of your warp within 100 kilometers of your landing point. And they can pull you into that instead of where you're supposed to land. So you always want to be trying to warp from off angles and do your best to kind of scout things out as much as you can ahead of time. So I was just checking to see. I don't think, well, I mean, I don't have a, yeah, I don't have any kind of interdiction nullification. Yeah. Shuttles have built-in interdiction nullification, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, let's see. I want to check out their sovereignty hub. This is just going to be more or less, I'm exploring, guys. I'm not here to make tons of ISK. If I find one of the sites or whatever and gets to do them, great. I'm just trying to enjoy my time, checking out what there is to see out in these different areas. So Pandemic Hordes, cool. Interesting, at least. Let's see whether or not their Sov hub is turned on or not. I think it is. Maybe not. No, probably not. I thought that this the docking area might count, but maybe it is on and just only doing personnel transfer. I don't know whether or not the docking area exists, if it's off or not. So, but now I'm also within D-scan range of LTAC O. So I can warp there. This is why I have Jovan navigators in my hold now, so I can shoot myself above and below the galactic plane. That's a really cool idea. Now I want to get a set just for that. So during the Epiphany event, we got the Jovian navigation pieces. And if you use it when you're close enough to a sun, it warps you to a very specific vector in space. So we had to decode a message to figure out which vectors to use in what order, or I guess vector, the order doesn't matter. But yeah, but those things, those vector movers still exist. By myself in this system. I like that. There is a Jovian observatory. Odyssean Lancers. Oh, this one has a defunct territorial claim unit. They haven't torn down the territorial claim unit yet? So I'm heading to the Jovian Observatory just for funsies. Looks like there's no drifters here right now. It always looks like it's further broken apart, but I don't know. I wonder when was all of the times. I wish they would tell us all of the times that they did break apart. Although I just realized something. Not only does it look more broken apart, but there's no lightning. That's weird, right? Usually there's like explosions or energy readings or, lightning stuff effects. I wonder if when that stopped. Anywho, sorry, distracted. Let us find out. Is there any? No signatures, huh? Lame. Since I'm by myself in this system, I'm a lot less nervous about warping directly to a gate. Do not just warp randomly to Jovian observatories, by the way. If there happen to be Jovian, the drifters there, and you are decloaked, they will blap you. Oh yeah, this is one of the Jovian stargates, isn't it? Oh no, old Smuggler Gate. Oh, we're in frat space now. Interesting. Okay, so they've got a Sino. Doesn't that mean their thing has to be on? Why is there no signatures anywhere? Frat space very dead? Well, except for like, this is still... They're still up right now, right? Huh. Interesting. So... Okay. So if you don't convert over, you just get to still have your Sino beacon? I don't know why Nullsec's complaining then. This is an awesome time. You get the best of both worlds. November's coming though. This thing lit? It is lit. Yeah. Weird. Because these things are very expensive. Like prohibitively. It's hard to have something like a Sino beacon or a Sino jammer in a system with any other kind of upgrades, meaningful upgrades. So I feel like they're kind of like yeah, if you have a Sino beacon in a system, why would you convert over right now? Also, why is there somebody in local with me? Gosh darn it. Who are you? NPC? With 12 years in the game. Most of which an NPC corp. I wonder if he's just returning to the game or something. All right, D-scan's clear. Oh yeah, that's the Jovian Nebula. That's very pretty. Oh yeah, and look, there's Caroline Star. That is huge. Yeah. And I has thing to scan. Yay! All right. Let's get to scanning. Low tier combat site. I think we got a hit first try. Why else would there be a tier 1 combat site in nullsec? There it is. Stream's over. Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming. We did it. We found a... Oh, boy. Oh, boy. We found 2. Well, since we're going to be here for a while, anybody have any topics that you want me to talk about? Deepflow abyssal rift detected, Captain. Our sensors indicate an unknown mass on the other side. Activating tracker beams on the rift could retrieve whatever items lie beyond it. That's a cool pop-up. I like that a lot better than the normal ones. Where is it? Oh, I bet you know what's happened here? I haven't decloaked, so it's still counting. The site is still asleep. Okay, bye. So as soon as I decloak right now, in a few seconds, you'll probably see the rift appear. Yep, there it is. And that's what's supposed to be happening. Like, so this is supposed to happen like as you're landing, but since you're cloaked, it doesn't detect you. Now I'm gonna have to lock something. There it is. Move towards it. What's my range on these things? I forget. Oh, 24. Never mind. I'm good. So 1, 2, 3. How do I see its instability? Oh, okay. Well, it's pulsing a lot. Is that it being mad? Is it mad now? I'm gonna move these buttons over. That way I can hit them easier. Who is safe? 3 is a gamble. Should show in the opportunities drop down, which I conveniently cover for myself all the time. So that reminds me. So, if you have such a problem, then you can also reorder things. At the very top, there's a bunch of charms. You click on one to make it disappear. Like, I don't care about the encounter surveillance system. And then you drag it left to right to change their order. So, like, I want to see the opportunities closer to the top. So now I can see it. See? All right. Okay, instability's fine. Open the can. Get it. So keep an eye on instability. Keep an eye on your thing. Add these cargo cans to the overview. Add to combat tab? Sure. And keep fishing. Should have bought an MTU to loot for you? Possibly. This is fine, though. I guess, you know, what would actually be better is to start moving towards the rift, right? Like, that would probably be the smarter idea. Yeah, so as long as I don't hit 100%, then it doesn't spawn rats. Which I'm nowhere near at this point. Getting closer, though. I'm getting there. All right, let's let it cool off a little bit. Just a little bit. We'll loot that. Loot that. Loot that. Loot that. You don't need an MTU. They all just spawn within 2K of each other. This is fine. This is fine. So if you get 3 surges, you're done? Is that what's happening? Is that what it's saying? So there's 27 cans out of here total. That bothers me. So remember, the thing that is still a mystery on the map is the 3 9s and the alchemical symbols next to them. Now, it's easy to think that the 3 9s are Pochfin. I wonder if there's a reason why there's 27 canisters. There's 27 systems of Pochfin. 27 is, 9 times 3. Man, I hope this leads to more Triglavian stuff. Well, theoretically, this is a way of doing more Triglavian stuff. It is related to the Triglavians. But, yeah. I do too. Oh, yeah. Is it just me, or does it seem to spit out more cans when it's highly destabilized? Am I just going crazy? Am I just cycling more, so getting more? Is that what's happening? I felt like while I let it go down to 0, it basically wasn't spitting out anything. Is there a trick to the way you run the tractor beams? Well, so they cycle once and then they shut off. So the trick is to keep using them over and over again. But while watching your instability. Oh, shoot. It spits out. Yeah, it spits more cans out when the thing glows red. But isn't it glowing red when it's more unstable? Oh, wait, no, never mind. It's unstable. Its stability is really low right now, and it's still doing it. Okay, well. So I guess you can lightly fish it, but then when it's like dark like this, you just kind of want to poke at it. But then when it brightens up, you want to like burn it as hard as you can. Oh, it glows red when it spawns something. All right, well, that's less useful. Loot, loot, loot. All day long. Loot, loot, loot while I sing this song. You know you're done when, yeah, and it has a count there at the top. 20, so I'm at 22 out of 27 so far. And I imagine that at 27, it just collapses. I want to get in the way of the pretty. $24. Oh, that's it. It's done. It's closed for good. Okay, so these cans. Wait, what? Oh yeah, I still have one more to pick up. That's why. Are the contents inside small enough that I can open them? Let's try it. Open canister. So, okay, I'm going to wax poetic for a second. Because this thing just says, because we've talked about this on many, many times. I like this, I think, right here is going to hold this feature back pretty significantly. I don't quite understand it. It comes from this school of thought of video game design that's like, you know, you want to juice things up, and in particular you want to juice up the process of doing a lockbox. You know, you click on the lockbox, it blows up. You click on each thing and it's like, oh, you know, rare, epic, legendary, you know, like whatever, like that. And that's the dopamine that makes everything work. Like that's the theory on which this is built, I'm pretty sure, but it's so soulless. The problem is that it's not about making the person click. It's about the juiciness that comes along with it, right? That makes it exciting. It's not that you have to individually click every single Hearthstone card that you got out of the pack or whatever. It's the fact that one of the, you know, when the act of clicking it causes the big explosion of the happy day, right? Both the opening of the pack and then the big explosion. We don't have either of that here. It's a very lifeless, static image with a button that says open another, that when I click on it does the same thing that any other button does. There's very little juice to it. There's feedback, but there's no juice. And then we click on this and it's posed as if it should be fun. But when you combine this with the fact that a single site provides 27 of these cans, the act of going through these click-throughs becomes the tedium. This is the real challenge. Not finding the deep flows, not doing the tractor beams. That's all at least somewhat relatively cool. This right here is just painful. Let's go get more. No, I should probably pull in my probes. Oh man, that would be super bad. Imagine me letting my probes decay out here. That would be... I don't have a second set. Just as they have the special touch, make it painful. Well, yeah. It's like, it's one of those things where it's like, it feels like it exists because free-to-play need to have it. But it's like, you might have missed the point of the exercise. Also, the fact that there's like no way to hotkey it. Like the fact that if I had to click on each of these tractor beams every single time, that would be painful too, because clicking involves precise targets. There's a whole, like I've talked about UI and UX design before, but like, at least I can lock the thing and then just hit F1, F2, F3, F1, F2, F3. Like I can just spam my way through it. Tranquilla, thank you for 5 gifted memberships. I'll take this opportunity to also thank Bash for his 5 gifted memberships. Mr. Yawn Face. On behalf of Eider, Alex, Scott, Mr. Mick Yawnface, and Burbun, and of course myself, thank you guys for making this all possible. Remember, you can become a member with just $1 a month. You get access to, well, I don't know if but you get access to it. The $1 amount pack. Now that I just said that. God damn it. Yeah, you get access to the emotes and the early videos for the $1 pack. At least the videos. Look, I'm tired. Somebody tell me. Somebody tell me what my offerings are. Does the rare loot from that drops from these cans have any lore value? We talked about it a little bit yesterday. The Azdaja statuette is maddening to me, but it seems to be a Triglavian cultural artifact. And the electron spin resonance thing, while it is quote unquote just a commodity. Oh, that's not a good sound to hear. While it is just a commodity, the fact that it, like the electron spin resonance and the, what was the other thing? Oh yeah, net resonators. They both seem to deal with resonating electrons, or you know, like the quantum mechanics of such things. And so I don't know if it's going to be useful at some point soon. I certainly don't know what the map is for. Oh, this is dumb. It reordered because opportunities disappears and then comes back. It doesn't remember where it was ordered in the list. That's not great. Yeah, well, I mean, this is actually honestly true a lot of the time in these kinds of events. Is if you're able to go just yeet out to null, it's easy to find a quiet place to just knock stuff out and then yeet home. Can I repackage these? No? Okay. I don't need 2 Relic Analyzer 2s. That's also taking up, like, no room. Damn it. Well, I didn't think that part through. I brought everything, which means I have no cargo for anything. Later, can you put that fit up for the Legion on Discord? Sure. $11 cans. Let's try to surge it. Let's try to surge it. I want to see how well I can fight it with my half guns. I'm 99.99910% sure that I can just tank it. What? Oh, there was a surge. I was like, what happened? Hmm. I mean, I am killing it. Sort of. Let's switch to... I hate you. My heavy pulse lasers misses it completely. Unfortunate. So then the web would be helpful? Oh, I'm webbed. Less helpful. They're all webbing me. Okay, so if I can't hit with that, what about multi-frequency? Nothing? Gross. Hmm. All right. Can I not do this? Yeah. We're going to deploy our mobile depot and swap over to a more combat-oriented thing. I'm going to just see if I can web. Web and NOS. Ew, gross. And they do have enough damage that it's like, I don't know. I'm kind of concerned. I certainly wouldn't want to try to tank 2 surges at once. Yeah, they kill drones like crazy. That's what I heard. Is this a bigger group? Is this a nastier group than you see in HiSec? Because this should be the same site. It'd be interesting if the results are different. Use fitting service. That gonna work? Wow. Oh. Okay. Need more guns. Oh. Whatever, fine. Not exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to be able to do it with 3 tractor beams. Don't get a second spawn because it'll have a destroyer. This has a destroyer. Is that the thing that's doing so much damage? I'll go after it next. Hey, Ragtag Pro, 07 to you. And actually, after this, I'm going to swap out the web for the tracking computer that I almost threw away a few seconds ago. Are you serious? Now I'm just never going to hit it again, right? So I have to put the web back on now? Is that what's happening? Just die. Please die. There we go. Okay. So now we remove the web. We add a tracking computer. We stack all these up. We swap to Scorch. And we fire. Less than cool. I mean, I am hitting it occasionally. Yeah, I'll get it. Hopefully they're not, like, hull tanked. Boo! Yeah. Where's my tactical map? Ah, there he goes. So one thing that you can do with this is you can see his vector versus my vector, right? Or if I, more importantly, if I come back to myself, I can see there's my vector. Uh, oh, yeah, that big flashy one is its vector. So if I match its vector like this, I should be able to hit it easier. Just slightly. Yeah. Uh, why? Okay, now it feels like I keep not being able to see his vector. It's weird. Matt. Now, not only do I try to match their vector, but I realize that like the thing's orbiting me. And so I've got to compensate for the fact if I'm always just going to where he's going, I'm actually going to always be kind of following behind him. So what I like to do is I like to pick about 25% of the way along the line of the path. So that way, as I'm adjusting to it, he's curving directly into it. And now I'm doing something called rubber banding because matching his vector didn't seem to work. So now I'm going opposite to his vector, which pulls me out of his, I'm using his momentum against him, which forces him to stop and turn around in order to try to like get back into range of me. And now he's done that. Well, now he's still orbiting, but it's slower. And so now I just do it again. Go the opposite way. Now, when you're slingshotting a player, you can actually go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and try to catch them like that, using somebody's own momentum against themselves. Wait, frigate, destroyer, drifter ships. Wait, what? What? Really? Oh, I've wasted all of my time, though. I forgot that there's also a timer on this. Shit. Oops. Well, uh, hmm. Fair enough. Deepflow Rift is closed. Time to start putting things back a little bit. Because these guns are not doing anything. Is that good? Uh, and scoop. And where do we want to go? We already went to the sovereignty hub. Let's go ahead and head to... Where's the star? Yeah, they one-shot me because I didn't know you could trigger it again after the first wave. So What exactly are they? Hold on. Notepad. Nope. Machinist, alien, corrupted. I don't see any other rats. What rats come out? What else? What comes out? Ah, now I have to find out another rift and just trigger it out. Do they scram? Hmm. Well, you can't just tell me that they spawn drifters and not follow up with that. Oh, we're not even looking for skyhooks yet. We should do that. Nothing to scan here. How do you find skyhooks? Do you just warp to different planets, or can I just descan them? 8% fill. Wow. Are they even going to be on my overview? Filters. Types shown. Skyhook? Skyhook's reagent silo. Skyhook. Save. Oh, shoot. Not on the warp tab. Not on the warp tab. Well, I guess fine. It can also be on the warp tab. So I guess that means no? There's none here? The drones are all that spawns? Okay, so there's no spookier drifters? How disappointing. No. This does lead into my theory that I think that the rogue drones are have the best capabilities of traversing space-time using I think that they use minute amounts of YC125, but I don't know exactly. But the fact that they can tunnel through space-time more effectively than almost anybody else seems pretty increasingly clear. What if the map is instructions? Like, what if there's something about it that's telling us what we're supposed to be doing, or where, more importantly, where we're supposed to be doing it? Also, hold on. Let's go to the Eve Universe page. And we will check really quick. Isn't that so? What does it say? Spectral emission slice is. Oh, it's one word. Black body. Is that really the only time that black body radiation has been used in Eve? No. Huh. Maybe. Black body radiation. Thermal electromagnetic radiation within or surrounding a body of thermodynamic equilibrium with its environment, emitted by a black body. What? So it's in thermodynamic equilibrium, so it's got the same energy level of this of its surrounding area, but it's still radiating thermal electromagnetic energy. Of particular importance, the planets and stars, including Earth and Sun, are neither in thermal equilibrium with their surroundings nor perfect black bodies. Black body radiation is still a good first approximation for the energy they emit. All right, well, that's not going to be simple to figure out. Back to the game. Oops. And once this site is scanned down, since it's probably not going to be what we want, we'll yeet again, see if we go anywhere. Oh, never mind. I stand corrected. If anybody wants to explain to me what does it mean for a slice to emit black body radiation, given that definition, I'd be interested. I thought I said so yesterday. Said what? You said that black body radiation is a thing. Why am I warping to the wrong place? Oh, it is absolutely not the correct spot. Whoops. All right. I remember being pointed out that there was black body radiation, but I still don't know, and that is a real thing. And I was aware that it's a real thing, but now I'm not sure what it means in that context. And it makes me a little bit worried because, like, so it used to be that, like, it was very clear that the words matter, right? That these people are talking about things that are, like, pretty smartly used in the context of things. And it concerns me because it seems more and more that it may just be random technobabble. Yeah. Radiation, a perfectly black object gives up at a certain temperature. That's what it seems to suggest, but like I said, that doesn't make sense for what a slice is, you know? So like just like what was it that I was losing my mind about? A thread, right? A string. What does it mean to capture a string, right? Or a thread of space-time? It was either a thread or a string, one of the two. Either way, it was in the filament crafting, and it was nonsense. Anywho, let's go ahead and yeet again. Oh, a data slate that's only viewable with a heat, so like thermoreactive, but that isn't what it says. Uh, it absorbs light without reflecting it back. How's that emitting radiation? Oh, I ended up in Tenerife. This is like the worst case scenario. Well, cool. A black body is non-reflective, but even black body object still emits radiation if viewed with the proper wavelength. Got it. So that's probably what they mean, that it's radiating energy at that specific wavelength, right? Whoa. Did it think it was a website or something? Sometimes if you put a period. It's a right. Well, no, I get that idea, but it was like what the radiation itself. Like what does it mean for a slate to be radiating black body radiation? That's what I mean. You know what I mean? Like that not that it is a black body, but that it's giving out black body radiation was the thing that I was keying on. So I assume that that means it's giving out radiation at the frequency that black body emits at. Right. Yeah, format that emits trace black body radiation. And with the way that they use that kind of thing, it always makes me think that they're suggesting that it's been irradiated by something, which is why it's giving off that signature. Black body allows all incident radiations to pass onto it and internally absorbs all of the incident radiation. But they're not calling it a black body. They're saying it's emitting faint trace amounts of black body radiation. I don't know. Yeah, that's what I think it is. I think it's otherwise relatively normal, but also happens to be radiating at this frequency. That is absolutely a possibility for sure, but they've used things being having certain radiations as a way of somewhat, like things get irradiated by passing in through the abyss, and the radiation signature of Isogen 5 is very telltale, for example. Because they're not saying that. I mean, we're getting data from it, and they're not. Hold on, I just might have got a knock on my door. Let me go check. Yeah, I'm cloaked. Sweet. Hey, Danny, the backpack arrived. All right. Independence. Yay. I'm guessing that's the Angel Fortress. So again, with this ring, we know that it has to be right here on this edge of the ring. So we'll put it there. Thank you so much. It doesn't have to be right there? Whatever. There it is. Just barely out of my my range. That's why when you have a ring, 2 drops is a little bit greedy. But when you have an echo, 2 drops is perfectly safe. Hey! I got my Air Daily goals done. Hey, Aikawarazu-chan. Don't forget to like the stream. Yes. They're all normal combat sites. Boo. Aikawarazu-chan's spoons. Aikawarazu-chan's significant other flew in the AT. Did very, very good, as always. He's a mean, lousy pilot. Where are we going? Blackheart. Nothing to probe. What is this? Oh. This is one of those outposts that got made. Because like before player outposts were made, they like put in ones that could be taken over by players. And then where they were put, there's now monuments. Maybe? Hold on. This monument has been installed by the Upwell Consortium during their massive outpost and conquerable station conversion process of YC120. It honors the long and storied capsuleer history surrounding the station that once stood in this system. Once the final capsuleer owners of each station have been confirmed in June of YC120, each of these monuments will be upgraded to proudly display the Alliance logos of the final owners of the station and to list a short summary of the station's history. Oh, it does. See, look, test. There you go. I guess it did get updated for the station's history. Did it? I don't know if the description got updated, unless... Nope, that's just ruins. But it's cool, though. Now I'm somebody else's in system with me. I don't like that. So what do you guys think about this kind of stream? Me just going out and doing stuff. I used to do this a lot more back when my son lived with his mom. You know, obviously we would do the 8-hour plus live streams doing invasions and stuff. But I mean, I'd also do Yeet exploration and stuff. But now my son is actually at school a lot longer again. So I can go on these long adventures again. If it lasts 2 hours, that's fine. If it lasts 4, that's fine. Kind of cool. But I also know that a lot of you guys come here just to find out what's going on, not just listen to me do this all day. But I mean, I also know that there's some of you that just watch this as like a way to go to bed and listen to my talking. So yeah, let me know in the comments or whatever. Oh, hey, we got a skyhook. Well, first and foremost, we need to, I keep forgetting to reload my probes. Hey, Sheesh. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted membership. Hey, Ikawarzy-chan got a gifted membership. Perfect. And then on behalf of G Bacon, Patrick, Steven, Havoc, and myself, thank you so much for your support, making this all happen. Also, Sheesh, you posted on the video yesterday that 2 minutes and 20 seconds in, is a discussion that you want to have. But like, that's still during the song. Do you mean 2 hours? Check it out. It's a skyhook. Wait, does it have a thing? Hold on. It is a lava planet. Oh boy, we have a skyhook on a lava planet. With probably nothing in the reagent silo. All right, well, fair enough. And then... So I'd have to fight the angels in order to get that? Aww. Why'd you do that? Whatever. I wonder if that means that the Sov hub is also turned on. Let's go ahead and align to it, then drop cloak, launch probes, warp to the hub, and recloak. This one seems like all of the rest. You can have skyhooks without this, and just extracting the lava is just a commodity. They might not be doing this as part of a sovereignty thing, but just to extract some resources. Maybe just to fuel the metanox. Which fuel is the metanox? Is it the lava? I know it's like ice is for like cynos, I thought, and lava is for metanox. Could be wrong. Deepflow rift. Hey, good. So like I know that this has to be over on this side of the thing because I already had the probes down over here, and if it had been over there, then I would have hit it. I knew that it was more over here. Probably. We all know how that me predicting things like that have gone so far today. Again, does that me hitting that make a loud noise for you guys? Because I might need to be way careful, more careful. Nobody complains about it though, so I guess. It's fine. This is almost certainly not going to be a deep flow rift. I know that because deep flow rifts are tier 1, so they're pretty easy to scan down. So this would have been better scanned down by now. Yep, the data site. Nullsec data sites aren't tremendously valuable. They're mostly good for getting yeet filaments out of them. They're not really the huge source of ISK in nullsec. In highsec, the data sites are pretty okay. Lowsec, they can be okay. They can be pretty good. But in nullsec specifically and wormhole space, relic sites are going to be a lot more than data. Hey, what's what, Stoic? Remember you? I think you're the one that got member yesterday, right? Welcome, welcome. There's the rift. Hey, every once in a while I can remember something. It's fairly random, but so originally you could get around a lot of the deep flow rift instability by just hitting all 3 of your tractors at the same time because it's still only registered as 1. But they've changed that now. So don't do that like I just did. Because you can see my instability's blasting way up. It's swinging up and down a lot. Because I made these big surges by activating all of them. Out of touch. I'm enjoying the vids from 8 years ago. Hey, man. That's why I still got them, man. As I was saying yesterday, there's 700 plus videos now. You can go check out things from all different times. Some of the old invasion stuff was really cool. I miss it. My Logi is awesome video is an oldie but a goodie. I've also done several Chronicle readings. Some people don't know that. Especially Theodicy, which is a novella. So it's a pretty big undertaking. But it's a really, it's a important piece of Eve history. And I think is necessary for fully understanding some of the stuff that happens in Templar 1, the book. I love the invasion content. Most fun I ever had in Eve up until that point. I was there from when we scored the final system. Hell yeah. Yeah, that was good. I mean, don't get me wrong. Invasion Chapter 3 was awesome. But like for those of us who like to do just normal raiding, like almost like WoW style raiding, Invasions Chapter 1 and 2 was so much fun. We were able to just do 8 hours a day of just going and just killing sites. And there's hundreds of rats on this thing. And we're all in these giant expensive battleships. And people could come to the Twitch and hang out with us. It was a great way to build a community. And when they got rid of that, it made it like it became really hard for the convocation to remain as active as we were because we didn't have something like that to rally around. Tried a little bit to like invasion or incursions or whatever, but like we all got involved in invasions because of how much like how it was different than incursions. So to go to incursions after that felt very erg. And so like how we dealt with that kind of is one of the things that split up those early groups. While anything lore related is your favorite, these will get you through the day. That's great. Chapter 3 was where you made some serious money. Which side did you work for? Okay. So did you get paid out like because we did the thing where based on your contribution at the end of the cycle we paid people out. Did that happen for you? No. You flew with the Triglavian initiative? Huh. So one of the things from all of that is that there is accusations that I stole stuff from the Triglavians at that point. But what actually happened was I had been donated over 100 billion ISK. And so effectively we created a tool that lets us track who was participating in the fleets. And so that way we could just scoop up all of the loot and salvage. And then that would be distributed out to all of the people based on their contributions. And only after the fact did people start saying stuff about me. And it made me think, because like, I just worked with the FCs and they came to me and they sold me the stuff and I bought it from them, you know, no questions asked. And there's always been a part of me that wonders whether or not something else, it got messed up on some other stage in the process. But they all seem like really good dudes, so I'm not sure. I think it's just bullshit. We did have a tool like that as well, only used for ops payout when we ran them. Yeah, Kybernauts.space. That was my friend that made that. It was very good times. I liked it. I really wish I could have participated more during chapter 3. But my real life was going bonkers. The eating salt. Man, the bootlickers, you mean? You know, I think that the thing that frustrates me the most about all that is, like, first of all, that whole narrative about the fact that it was scripted is, you know, obviously bullshit. But, like, I feel like Eatingcom's efforts could have been more recognized. Because, like, for every victory we had, they had at least 2. And the only thing that remains, like, the only remnants of that is how many fortresses there are. But people basically don't notice the difference between a fortress and a minor victory. So who cares? Like, what they did was truly impressive. They actually got to the point where if they had done much better than they had, they could have potentially prevented us from capturing 27 systems. We were getting pretty close to the end, towards the end, where there wasn't that many more systems left that could go back and go into play. I think we're down to like a dozen or so. So yeah, I just, it bothers me so much knowing the hard work that was put in to all of that, how much it gets shit on. All right, what is bigger? This is 0.1. This is 6. Oh God. Okay, great. So we get to open these now. That's the secret, guys. As soon as it starts animating, you go like this. You go open and close. Open and close. Open, close. Yeah. Oh yeah, we won. I mean, so we managed to capture 27 total systems, and that's what became Pochfin. But the criticism was always that Eatingcom was simply fighting for the status quo. So their legacy is all of the systems that didn't change, which isn't nearly as interesting. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. They continue to build and grow and do stuff. They're back to doing 2 expansions a year. And the one good thing about them focusing less on their kind of prescribed live events is that they've put a lot more focus on their event, you know, one-off live events like this one. And I think that this makes more sense because the whole point is to make a living universe. And like, while it makes sense that, like, say the Crimson Harvest happens every year because that is a tradition of the of Omir and the Blood Raiders now, right? So that's why they do it every year. But like the hunt, for example, was, at least in the very last time that they did it, a consequence of just what was happening at the moment. It was just a coincidence that it was eggs, you know? And so, like, the idea of having the every year one was, or like the annual events, was always kind of weird. And so doing it this way does take a lot more work in theory, but they can be a lot more experimental and help tell the story with this, right? And a good example of this is the idea of like the trig lore, right? I hear all the time people complain or people talk or people hope that they'll do stuff with the trig lore. But the thing is that like the way that they do with the lore most of the time is it's in the background most of the time. Most plot lines are in the background most of the time. And so a lot of the time you get updates about the lore. Most of the lore that we get updates from are just world news. And even then, or New Eden news, rather, updates, which are just written, which is why I do a reading of them all, because I think that they're important. And then, of course, the other news in those are often the real key things. So there's a lot of stuff going on. It's just going on outside of the forward visibility of things, right? So these kinds of events, there has been lots of stuff going on with the trig, but it's all just notes on headlines. So that doesn't feel anything. So these events that put it right there in front of people at least let people think or feel that they're still going somewhere with this. And they are. Like, they've been clearly developing this escalation of the Drifter-Triglavian War over the last 6 months. Yeah. And this is another thing that I was talking to somebody about the other day, where, like, when people talk about how long it's, or whether or not CCP abandons a thread or a plot or whatever, like, the big thing is, well, when are CCP going to do the next thing with the trig? Well, let's be real, right? So here's another way of putting it. So the lore follows the development, right? Like, it's not like they sit down and ask Delegate Zero where his story is going to go, so that way they can build features that match the story. Most of the time, it's the other way around, right? Some, in some boardroom somewhere, they decide that they're going to make this feature set and add it to the game. Okay, well, we're going to revitalize nullsec. What are we going to do? Well, we don't want to just redo sovereignty. We want to make it so that they, like, give meaning to nullsec. Okay, great. So we're going to make it so there's new resources that they have to extract and all this other stuff. That's all the mechanics of the game, right? And then that gets taken over to DZ and his side of the house, and they're like, hey, this is what we're doing. And then they go, okay, well, who would be the person developing this? Upwell, and it all fits in. At least that's a lot of the time that happens. So my point is that the question of when will CCP get back to the Triglavian plot is, like, what feature can be tied to the Triglavian plot that they're coming out with, right? Knowing that right now we're focused mostly on nullsec. So what nullsec stuff could we do that also somehow advances the plot line in Ochfin? And you can start to see how, like, okay, well, no wonder it's kind of on the side now. Am I really going to run out of time? I'm sitting here fishing this whole time, like, pretty well. Okay, not very hard, but whatever. I didn't get them all. Trig Titan that acts like a mobile jump gate there. But okay, but again, they're not going to sit down and be like, oh shit, we haven't done anything with the trigger for a while. What can we do with the trig? No, they're going to have a meeting and sit down and be like, hey, we want to rebalance Titans. What are we going to do about that? Well, we want to remove Titan bridges. Well, how are we going to work with that? Well, we're going to introduce a new ship. Well, we have the World Arc. That has a bridging like thing. Ah, I know. We can introduce a new ship, the World Arc, and shuffle things around a bit as part of a larger update of Super Capitals. See? There you go. Now there's a reason to advance the Triglavian plot. But you don't start there. and then find excuses. Jumpable stations should replace Citadel spam. I don't think that there's any problem with. So that is actually the interesting thing about that argument. I reject the fact that there's a problem. I thought, I've always been of the belief that the Citadel spam was always the point. That's what it looks like when space is occupied. The busy places look busy and cluttered. Just so frustrating. I want more trig stuff. Yeah, I know. I know. Trust me, I'm saying all of this. You're hearing my cope, right? This is what I tell myself to go to bed at night. The structure bashing is better, IMO? Well, you're choosing to do it. If you don't want to bash structures, don't. Just let them be there. Why are you doing deep flows and nulls? Easier to find. I just yeeted out to null really quick. How's it going, Riley? Long time no see. Yeah, I like to do this with a lot of events. Like anytime that the nullsec has basically the same sites as everywhere else, it's useful to just yeet out to nullsec using a noise filament and then just do whatever the site is there. I do think abandoned structures has really fixed a lot of the structure bashing problem, though, because, like, if people don't actually support their stuff, then it goes abandoned, which makes it actually more interesting and easier to bash. People don't want to fight big empires in nullsec is that they can drop 1 billion citadels. You have to clear it out by the time you're done. You don't want to. Tranquilla, thank you for that. Given to Satonia, Gizmo, Joshua, Arhiza, and Rick, and of course for myself. Thank you so much for your continued support, Tranquilla. One more before I go? Okay. Well, 07, thanks for being here. It's a good time. You too. But yeah, I think that it's interesting because, like, it makes sense for nullsec to be a giant, like, city, like populated nullsec stuff. Hey, Stoic, thank you so much. Upgrading his membership to producer. But it does mean that, like, when you come in, you have to, like, level the entire city and put up a brand new city. Is that how invasions work? Usually, well, actually, you know what? I think that's probably pretty accurate because, like, the homesteaders would be like the renters that are there, and oftentimes renters will even stay there as power switches, or at least it used to be that way. It's Sid Meier's Civilization. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because, like, well, yeah, you could convince them to. I think that there is this interesting notion where it's like the citadels are things that, like, or the structures represent, like, their commitment to the area, and you do have to burn through them. You could theoretically let them run out of fuel. I think that they should get rid of the maximum fuel, or like they should put a maximum fuel on structures, so that way, you can basically, like, let's say you take over a region, you know that if in 3 months, if you can prevent them from refueling their structures, you get to go through all of these loot pinatas. That'd be pretty cool. But as it is right now, it does seem kind of frustrating. But I think that it should encourage people to potentially just sell over citadels, right? Because like if I'm a line member and I do have my own structure in my nullsec area, and then we get rolled over, and I know that my structure is about to get blown up somehow, why don't I just sell it to the invaders? They bash their own citadels down. They can already do that. You can already just pull if you want to do it to yourself, you just pull the fuel, wait 7 days. So that's not really a good counter. How much have I made so far? 57 million. Huh? 60 million. Out of what? 3 sites? And I've been just fucking around? I mean, yeah, it's not fucking wormhole C6 ratting for sure. But the thing, okay, when it comes to events like this, there's been a few of these recently. Exploration related events, and every single time people are like, "Oh, the rewards are really low." But like if you think about it in terms of just this is a different kind of exploration site, like I have all of this stuff. I can go run that data site if I want to, right? I'm just an explorer out going about doing my normal exploration stuff. And this site is also here, right? So as far as that goes, being a pretty guaranteed 20 to 30 million a site for exploration, I mean, I don't hate it. $20 million ish per site is pretty good for a new bro compared to what a new bro can typically get out of a high sec item. Yeah. But I'm just saying, I've been out here 2 hours while streaming and therefore absolutely fucking around and not paying attention. And we've made 70 million, 60, 70 million. So 500,000 ISK a minute. Plus, I could also run into relic sites and other sites that I could run and get bigger jackpots as well. Yeah, I think this is fine. I'm actually, honestly, I'm disappointed. I wonder how temporary these sites are going to be. Because this kind of thing feels like I just wish that they kept adding stuff like this to exploration. Like just every once in a while they just add new sites, and that's now it's a type of site that you get. They do this every once in a while, but it's been mostly like very high-end combat sites and like faction warfare. We have another week. I think it's going to be a lot longer than that. I think if it was going to be a short amount of time, they would have specified it. I think that the fact that they didn't specify the amount of time says 2 things. 1, it's not a short amount of time. And 2, it's probably dependent on us doing something, right? Just like the only other time that I can remember that they did this kind of thing was the Shadow Wars, right? Which was contingent upon us doing things to finish. We've gotten all 3 sets. The first set was the base map. The second set was all the dots that show the constellation, and the third set was the thing in the middle. I loved the Shadow War, man. Oh my god, please bring it back. That was so much fun. Shadow War sites. That was one of the best events sites that I think they've ever done. They need to do more of that shit. Suspect flags for high sec. I love it. It's just the prophecy gate? You mean the gate from the prophecy, the trailer? Because if so, the answer is a hard no. No, it isn't. Nope. Doesn't have the right number of sides. It the other one is longer. It doesn't have the drill thing in the they look nothing alike. We looked at it yesterday. They dropped the Rogue Drone bits for consortium tractor beams. What? Oh, like we can't do that anymore? Yeah. That's a huge stretch. I don't think this has anything to do with the prophecy trailer. From my point of view, it looks like either something that goes into and like locks onto the top of the fulcrum, or it is the fulcrum minus its top shielding. Because like if you just coated the top of it with one last layer of shielding, it would just look like the fulcrum. It has the same amount of out points and the same kind of curvature look. And given the fact that everything else points to the center of the map being Zarzak, yeah, or it's somewhere inside of the fulcrum, or yeah, something along those lines, or an additional piece that must be constructed. The most thing, I don't know what the map is trying to tell us. That's the biggest problem. And I want to know why there's alchemical / astrological symbols. You know, we were looking at the natal chart stuff yesterday, and it occurred to me afterwards. I don't know why this didn't occur to me on the stream, but it occurred to me afterwards. It's like, what if these are instructions? What if the sun sign, the moon sign, and the earth sign are 3 different locations relative to space of Zarzak telling us where we're supposed to be? Yeah. Well, I realized other people had thought of that, but like, it wasn't until like sometime last night that it occurred to me. I was like, oh, okay. But I don't. Trying to map that abstract map to any cohesive measure of the real world seems problematic. Although somebody mentioned that it matches the alignment of places on Dotland. Yeah, which is weird, right? That's weird, right? Drifters are using Dotland to plan their attack. I fucking love it. Yeah, all we're looking at there actually is a bunch of jump bridge calculators for the drifters have been trying to figure out where they need to go to in order to attack Zarzak. So they're mapping it all out. Watch, now that's actually the answer. And everybody's going to accuse me of like. That's what happened with the Jovian body parts thing. I was just like, well, it was like partial, like towards the end of the lore panel. I was like, well, what if it's just the whatever it is that's asking for the sleeper or the Jovian body parts or the sleepers because their own bodies have withered away, and the CCP goes and uses it in their trailer, like my voice. saying that line. That's an amazing picture. I'm going to pull it up after this Deepflow rift. Did you make that one? That's some high quality data visualization right there. Oh, okay. I know this has been largely a group effort. There's been a lot of really talented people working on this. Looks more into the symbols. Sun, gold, moon, silver, earth, copper. Yeah, that's true. Also salt. Right. I think that you could probably, I mean, like, because it's alchemical, you've got the mercury, salt, and sulfur. But that kind of metals doesn't mean anything. Like, that doesn't make me go, oh, you know? I'm sure there are things that are gold. Mathematical symbols for Earth and Sun, but not Moon. Away into Jove space. Well, I keep coming back to the fact that, like, it's coming out of these rifts. So either this is either the Triglavians or the Drifters have this stuff, and it makes me wonder who's giving it to them. Also, we didn't really cover this yesterday, but, like, I do find it very interesting with all of this stuff with net resonators. The one person that, like, defends it is Alexander Ducasse, who's the head of Evermore, and took over after the untimely death of the previous CEO of Interbus. Well, I'm not. We are looting both red and blue loot, but I'm assuming that these slices are coming from one side or the other. I still strongly believe that these slices are coming from drifters, not trig, because the drifter, first of all, there's no association with threes. There's no anything like that within the record, but also the slices are lettered on Greek letters. And Greek has an association with drifters and Jove. Can I share the fit? I mean, I can, but it's just, oh, did it die? Did I get all the crates? I think I got all the crates. Such a cool look. Great visuals. So what I got going on here is this is my normal exploration legion, as it were. Usually I have some extra subsystems to switch out for stuff. I have Asmodee covert prototype and combat prototype. I think that's what this is based off of. Nope, that isn't even it. It's a mixture of the two. Huh. Yeah, I just made a weird hybrid. So I've got the dual reps. I've got a pretty good tank, as well as I do have a covert reconfiguration. The whole point is that this allows me to like tank any rats that I need to for like potentially if I was going to do faction warfare hacking, for example, but or just like not die. The idea is that my mid slot can be swapped out for either hacking module or a web or a tracking computer, and otherwise I've just got turrets and stuff. I don't know how they're giving me their coupon spam mails called Evermarks. Interbus is highly integrated. All right. What's up, Daniel? Let us figure out what we want to do now since we've done all of the sites in this area. Is there anywhere else to go look at? Let's go ahead and poke in here. And then here. It makes me wonder if the Deathless gave them the map. Did they find it themselves? Oh yeah, it's going to pull up. So yeah, you can see that's crazy. Yeah, that's cool. Huh. Is that one Zarzak? There's Zarzak Turner. I wonder whether or not it matters where the systems are like aligned on the chart. Oh. Am I curious why the constellations at all? I I so far take all of the pieces of information that we have as almost just confirmation, right? Like the numbers match the planets and the moons, and that's compelling argument. But then the fact that the constellations or the dots represent match the constellation is just further confirmation of what we're looking at. You're right. I don't know if it means anything, but it does. Like I think that a map usually establishes where you are. Maybe there's stuff written on it, but I don't know if we can tell the difference between those two. But I feel like so far, at least, it's been largely just establishing locale. Like establishing what the map is. Yeah, the 999 and the alchemicals. And nothing else hints at Pochvin. Correct. Except for the, I mean, like, the fact that the trigger are involved. There's somebody else in local here. I don't like it all. You can excuse the noob question. Getting into the Deepflow topic. This Deepflow stuff is brand new. They never mentioned the idea of Deepflow Abyss until this event. But there are abyssal pockets, and like the science of the abyssal pockets. There's a couple of scope videos we could that are good about that. There's a scope video introducing the Triglavian Collective, which is the video that I pulled up yesterday. And then Scott Manley talks about it a little bit on the gate instability one right before Potchin formed. But the idea is that the abyss is in deep subspace, which is in a 4-dimensional way below our known space. The other thing, so as much as Lorelite doesn't like it, if you go and check out the Physics of Eve videos by Max Singularity, he talks a lot about this stuff too. Just realize, take a lot of that stuff with a grain of salt, because it's hard to tell what of that is still being respected or not. But it seems like a lot of the stuff about the Triglavians were derived off of the stuff that he introduced. Beyond, I don't know. I don't think the Beyond is the Deepflow. I have a couple theories about Beyond, but I think that Bouillon is either their original mothership, which is so big and powerful that it can exist outside of the Abyss pockets and is their actual home, not the conduit loop constructs that they just patrol. Or Bouillon is an alternative dimension that the Triglavians have been trapped in, and the Abyss is effectively the skin between dimensions that we're failing to penetrate, and that they have small colonies built in. Well, we got a relic site and a data site. And a dude in local. Is the Deepflow the flow of Virage? No. The flow of Virage is clearly their path, their destiny, their goal, like their movement, as it were. Because they say, like, for instance, data stream. Here they say, as the flow of Virage brings communion to the Subornos, to those who may be fit for glorification, the flow shall cleave, and cladistic proving shall begin anew in the ancient domains. And the other thing that's worth noting here, and this is true everywhere else that they mention it, the word flow is not capitalized. So it's describing the verb, not a thing. They do make a big point to capitalize critical words, but when they refer to the flow, they don't. Now, the clade flow is capitalized when it gets referred to. No, that's a casting. Yeah, a casting. Oh no, they don't capitalize it. Clade flow is also not capitalized. Ancient domains is also not capitalized. So never mind. I don't know anything about anything. Is there anything to see here? I don't think so. I will say that I do have a couple of videos. Who are the Triglavian Collective? Or, sorry, my bad. I showed stuff from this video yesterday. But that's my the first video about the Triglavians. Should we just watch those? Do we want to watch those? You guys want to watch my Who Are the Triglavian videos? I've got a couple of them. We could just do that as a way of kind of wrapping things up. I've already gotten the sites. We can go home, put on some Who Are the Triglavian videos, call it a day. How's that sound? In the meantime, didn't we already descan? No, we didn't. Apparently, y'all thought that was a bad idea. Fine, we'll keep going. That'd be a heck of a video. Just put on the 6-hour fitting master course and then just walk away. I already have this one scanned down too. Might as well just keep opening these things. I do appreciate that the stuff inside isn't that bulky. So you don't have to just collect up all of your cans and then open them all at once because you can't open them while in space because they're too bulky to open in space. This is fine. Wait, is that a single Triglavian survey data sheet? Amazing. Oh, that's the mother lode. Where have you been all my life? Let's go. God damn it. Once again, I didn't reload my probes. Just going to do a big broad scan to kind of get a little bit of everything. Hopefully we'll get some echoes. Nope. Just passing and going to bed. I was fishing Deepflow riffs. When the city ran out of power? Oh no. Calidote. You've been working hard on this, man. So since it's an echo, I know it's the far one. I hope so. What? Normal sites? Boo! Oh no. Dude. Yeah, let's get your power back on. Yeesh. You know, it's crazy. This is the first wormhole I think I found, right? Did we find wormholes already? I think this might be the first wormhole I found. Wild. We've gotten pretty lucky today, all things considered. Oh, combat site. Is it a level 1? It is a level 1. It is a radiance. What is a radiance? Oh, another combat site. This one's even harder to scan down though, so I'm not overly hopeful. Nope. All bullshit. Hey, Neon 07. All right. So here's the question, guys. Do we yeet again? Do we go home? Yeet again, go home. Need your input. I don't think for myself. How much have we made so far? 67 million out of red and blue? Again? Okay. And away we go. Yeet! Wait, must be further from the blah, 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 blah. You're just hoping my Legion gets caught. All right. Let's go. Yeet! What the fuck? Did I just use a noise filament? Nope, there's my noise. That was definitely a signal. Every single signal filament so far today has brought me to a system with people in it. All right, well, this time we're in Providence. I blame you, Riley. Just because there's people in it doesn't mean they're doing anything in it. I mean, you're right. There's an Ishtar. Wait. this is absolute order. Oh, man. These guys. So these three are almost certainly the same person. And a Turing. Definitely not a bot. Passed the Turing test. It's even in the name. Amazing. All right, slightly less concerned. Although at the same time, don't want to get taken out by AO. Oh, gross. Look at that. Look at all those look at all these people. Fucking gross. All right, well. Ganked by AO. Yeah, exactly. I don't know if I don't know if I'd be able to live with myself. I heard that the AO are the coolest people on the block. It was told to me by AO, so you know it's true. Those aren't my. Those are not my probes. That route is not safe now. So be careful. How do you wait? What do you mean by that? Why is it not safe? God, there's so many people. Hulk, Porpoise. There's still extra people in the system. Damn it. I gotta start moving quick. Wait, how's that possible? No, that's not possible. Okay. Good. There's 3 orbital skyhooks. Who's LinkNet? I'm so confused. Jesus! Why do you have so many people? CVA ally that has AO corpse in it. Okay. Mackinac. That looks pretty empty, empty too, right? $79 AU, no. Fuck. uh, Interesting. So regional gates like this are often way far away from anything of value. So they make them a really good place, or they're really hard to like get a beat on them before you try to warp to them. But at the same time, they're also much larger, so slightly harder to cover. Oh, good. And wait, hold on. No, I'm not at range. Of course not. 54 AU. All right, guys. Maybe, just maybe. We're gonna make a landing pounce as we arrive. So I'm warping it at 100. That way, if they try to do a rear drag bubble, it won't work. Only a drag bubble that's actually there or in front will work. I wait till it's under 20,000 or 20 million, whatever. 20,000. There we go. And we're safe. And because I made that landing pounce, I now have this bookmark that's right here, 3,000 kilometers away, which is on grid. And that's now permanent for me. So I now just always have this as a safe way to come to this gate and check it out. What are you doing? This is something new. We're just doing some exploration in nullsec, looking for Deepflow rifts, which are the current event that's going on. You can find Deepflow rifts anywhere in space. They're a level 1 combat site. You use tractor beams to pull cans out of them. They're not overly dangerous unless you go bonkers on the tractor beams. Ooh. Fuck. Shit. Cloak, afterburner, move in a different direction. Fuck. Now, okay, so the chances that they're prepared to actually do anything about me, very low. This is a static bubble on this gate, and there's a skyhook theft in process. The chances are these guys are not with the owner and are currently trying to do a skyhook theft, and that this bubble is their way of doing that. Or maybe the Astero is completely unrelated. Oh, I think the Astero is completely unrelated. I think the Astero just warped in and got caught in the bubble. It's going to take a little bit for me to inch my way out of here. Meantime, we can see who else is here. There's all these orbital skyhooks, but oh. But no ships. And all of the skyhooks in system are in range. What was the notification say? Oh, it's not here. It's in FSW. It's true. Oh yeah, okay. So this is the owner. These are the owners. Weird. Are they? They're not robbing their own stuff, are they? Golly gee willikers, this bubble's big. There was some weird exploit where you get full resources, you end up robbing your own skyhook. Yeah. Well, also you can't just link up to it, easily normally. So like robbing your own skyhook is like one of the better ways to get it if you're not one of the leadership, right? I don't. It's so weird with skyhooks and stuff so far. I feel like I don't quite have a grasp on it yet. One of them is Rush Lock. Is this Rush Lock? Oh. Huh. Okay. And this is his space. I mean, that doesn't make me safer. uh, what just happened? Hold on. What just happened? Okay, my game just locked up. Hello? Uh, why is my game locking up? Can you guys hear me? There is. Well, something really weird is happening to my client. What is happening here? Whatever it is, I don't like it. I'm assuming that they're responding to the bank robbery or the robbery. Oh no, that's absolute order. I don't know if this is something I should be dealing with. Can you safely eat into parchment? Yeah, I can. Mobile large warp disruptor. Okay, good. I was double checking that my D scan wasn't like just being blind. So, jeez. Which one was FSW? Oh, good. That's 2 jumps from here. It's right there. Oh, gross. I still have so far to go before I get to where there's no systems. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. I think it's time to go to Pochfin, guys. I think it's time to go to Pochfin. All these skyhooks, though. Oh, yeah, that thing's connected. That thing's doing stuff. What is this? This is a gas planet? Oh, that looks cool. So then, if this system has power... You log your characters in to greet me to Pochfin? I mean, the last time we made it to Pochfin, I made it all the way to the grid with the wormhole, and then we lost. We died. No? Oh my god, there's Corvus Onzo. What am I do? Why? Of all the fucking people at all of the places, what is happening? What's happening is I'm leaving. That's what's happening. Oh my god, there's a fucking mobile depot here. All right. How is it that I yeet randomly into Nullsec, of all places, end up in Providence, and run into Calmill? Fucking wild. Jesus. Osprey, Cyclone, Scythe. Osprey, Osprey, Scythe. Navy. Deluge. Oh! Oh, there's a flycatcher. I can't try to get on grid. Shucks. And a Sino. All right, well, this was fun and everything. There's more showing up. I'm out. Yeet! Stream sniper incoming? Maybe. And I'm in Niarja. Niarja's Caldari space, right? Yeah, Caldari Amar. It's on the Caldari side, though, right? I can Warzy Chan 07. So now that I'm here, I'm going to head to edencom.space. System information. Not Kino, or it's not that one. Svarog? Am I in Svarog? Yeah, I'm in Svarog. Niarja. And this shows me all of the different places that I can go to. And I think some of those are Amar. So this could be exciting. What we're going to do is I'm going to just pull up Dodixie now and set a destination to it. So that way I know where to head as soon as I get out, because I'm not going to have any cloak and the Navy's going to be coming after me. But still, I have to wait another 13 minutes before I can even do that. So let's go check out a disrupted Stargate. This is cool. This is a cool place. Oh, no, we can go check out. Hold on. Actually, better yet. So, you know, we've been talking a lot about Pochfin and stabilization of Pochfin and blah, 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 blah. And people, we've been talking about the third gate a little bit. And I don't know if everybody knows about it. So let's just show it off. So each system in Pochfin is connected to 2 other systems, except for the systems that are adjacent to the home systems. However, the conduits are in random places, or, you know, in places in the other systems. In the home systems, in the 3 home systems, the heart of each of the 4, or each of the 3 territories of the Triglavian Collective, is this massive megastructure known as the Anchorage. And as you can see, first of all, it's huge. This thing is huge. It's hard to quantify that from here, but this thing is big, big, big. The second thing is that all of the stargates in the system are here, or all of the conduit gates. So this one leads to Harva. This one leads to Raravos. But at each one of them, there is a third gate that remains inactive. Oh, fucking A. I'll do it. I'll start over. I'll start over. This is the Anchorage. It's huge. Like you can see, there's a conduit gate compared to the Anchorage. So this thing is, you could dock Titans in it. Like you could at least like connect a world arc to it. It's huge. And as I said, all of the Stargates are here. So you've got the Raravos Stargate, and you've got the Harva Stargate, but then there's this third Stargate that is offline. And this is a big thing that people are kind of waiting for, because the idea is that, like, the domain of Buyan is something that we still have never been given access to, even though they've said that we should get access to Buyan if we're glorified. The stabilization of Pochfin continues, but in theory, like, this is the thing that we're waiting on. Now, if you want to check out, this is where these old disrupted gates are the original Stargates that were here. So Niarja used to be connected to Baharomab, Madramilrir or whatever, and Kaputanin, right? Those were the 3 systems that Niarja used to connect to. But these Stargates are not feeling as good anymore. They're just not feeling the same. There you go. You can see the giant crystal of exotic matter that has basically been pulled up through the wormhole of the gate, completely disrupting any ability to use it. Yeah. Now then, what else is here? There's a home mineral field. Where's that at? Align to. I guess we just go this way. Prospect. Full tractor unit. Where is it? Oh. Hold on. There's supposed to be like... marks in space where... Darn it. What? Why? Huh. There it is. That's the convocation watch point. World Arc flashpoint. Torpedo battery. That's all POS stuff. That's fine. Down? Home mineral field. There it is. Yeah, that prospect is there. We'll go look at what a home mineral field looks like. You want to see? You want to see the best mining in the entire game? Mining places are pretty good. Look at this fucking thing. Hell yeah, I didn't even decloak. Sweet. Even better. Even better that I didn't decloak. Hey, that's goons. So yeah, if we go to the mining tab, you can see, look at all of these besnazine, racavine, talassonite. It's abyssal besnazine. It's wild how much crazy good ore this is. Bright spotamine. Spotamine is like the low quality stuff, right? So we got like abyssal besnazine. This thing has isogen and megasite in it. It's really good. Talassonite has noxium in it, which is also, you know, incredibly valuable. And racavine has isogen and zydrine in it. Oh, is that you? Okay, fair enough. Did you kill it? Oh, yep, you did. Are the asteroids still massive? Well, I mean, I would decloak, except he scares me. Yeah. So if you're able to deal with it and are able to not let a wolf travel fucking 100 kilometers to you without you warping off, then yeah, these sites can be really, really valuable. Oh, Robert, that's who you are. How you doing, man? I think it's really funny that you got that kill. Glad to scout for you. All right, so anything you want to talk about while we wait for this timer to count down? We got 3 minutes left. Yeah, who needs a scout alt? Dude was very AFK. That's true. Oh yeah. Well, what's awesome about this site, by the way, so what's awesome about this site is that this thing here, like the beacon, this is what people warp to, right? And oh, you can't hear that. Hold on.
You cannot warp there because natural phenomena are disrupting the ship.
So that means that this site is dead space. So let me explain to you why this is so cool. What this means is even if I was to decloak right now, I would actually be almost safe. The closest to safe that you can be without actually being safe. And the reason why is because anything that happens to me, like if they warp to me or they scan me down, whatever, it will happen in relationship to this beacon over here, right? So even if they probe me down and they warp to me at 0, they would land to the beacon at 0. If they warp to me at 100, they would land to the beacon at 100. So if they happen to know, like if they're watching, and they warp in from Niarja 1 at 100, then they would land within 40 of me, right? But that's the closest anybody could be, and that they would have to know the way to warp in, right? And on top of that, these rocks are very far across, right? So some of these rocks are hundreds of kilometers, or at least 100 kilometers away from that landing point, which means, oh, and finally, because all warp-ins are in relationship to that landing point, if you just drop a bubble right there, that bubble will then suck in everybody who warps to this site, no matter how they warp into the site, because you cannot be more than 100 kilometers from the center point. When you warp in, you'll be at the skin of the bubble, right? If you do it right, you can make it so that there was like a skin of a bubble and then a bigger bubble that you pop as soon as you know that somebody's coming in. Now they're trapped in the bubble and you can kill them. There's a whole thing. You can also use command destroyers. Like if you get a command destroyer or 2 and come out here, you do a jump or 2. You do 2 jumps with a command destroyer. You're 200 kilometers away from the center and nothing can come to you. Like no one action will get somebody onto you. That's why these fields are so interesting to me. Like, for instance, this Rakavine rock, right? Well, even that prospect, like I said, that prospect had how long to go and get away, but he didn't? I'm just saying.
Warp drive active.
As soon as you showed up in the home system, I knew that I had to know who you are pretty much, right? Because there's not that many people that freely travel into the home systems. He was mining Spod? I'd given him the benefit of the doubt and thought it was the or the Beznazine that was right there. It can't. That is true. You got to be in a position where you can warp off without bumping off of things. But that dude didn't move. All right. Now then, new game. Hopefully I don't end up in a Mars space. Ready? Yeet! I'll take it.
Warp drive active.
All right. Now we're back in low sec. When it comes to low sec stuff, I prefer using the faction warfare map over the standard map. Laid out way better. Oh, somebody won. Oh, it's way better except for it doesn't indicate where I am? All right, whatever. I'll pay attention. If I fucking die to eating calm right now. No. We're fine.
Warp drive active.
Oh, hey, we're going past Manar. We should check that place out. Manar is like one of the there's the Intaki, the Yinmei, and the Manar. This is the place with the construction project, right? Let's see. Because they destabilized Manar's home planet. Caused a natural disaster, basically. And then now they're terraforming it, if I remember correctly. Ah, yep.
Warp drive active.
Let's go check it out. I do miss mining blitzes a lot, though. Awesome. I'm glad that you like it. I'll have to do more of these. But yeah, basically, like I said, they're doing this major terraforming project. Does it say? That's the beacon. Nope. Nope. Ah, this facility contains the core science programs directed at analyzing the current status of Kabar, Manar 8, designating and planning remedial terraforming elements and running extensive simulations and live testing operations. The terraforming of the barren planet is a massive, lengthy undertaking, but the Kabar project is complicated by the history of pre-existing biosphere and the remnants of life that are capable of surviving on the devastated world. Some Federation scientists have theorized that Kabar was itself the product of an ancient terraforming project that may have resulted in too finely balanced ecosystem, fragile and prone to sudden collapse if critical elements should be removed. Some have noted that this curious happenstance of an outer planet circling a very hot star developing any kind of complex ecosystem. Although this very idea remains controversial, the concept has informed the efforts to use the terraforming to repair Kabar, with much focus on establishing a robust and flexible ecosystem in the planning. Now, the key here to note when it comes down to how long has this been here? When they launched all of the new construction projects, like about a year ago, this was one of them. Year or two ago. But the idea is, yeah, when right after Stargate Trailblazer, she secured a bunch of money for this, the president of the Federation. But the sneaky thing about all this is that the tinfoil, the paranoia, the conspiracy is that the Federation actually caused the ecological disaster on Manar secretly in order to force the Manar to be dependent on them and join the Federation. but there's no, but no one's actually managed to prove that before. But there is this kind of underlying suspicion. Yeah, yeah. Shortly after, I think the gate buildings. I think we'll see. Hold on, maybe there's more information. This station is dedicated headquarters for medial terraforming. Yeah, K-Bar is the original home world of the Manar people, a founder member of the Galente Federation that's continued to be a vital part of the democratic interstellar polity. In BYC24, Kabar was struck by an ecological catastrophe that led to total collapse of the biosphere, eventually rendering the planet barren and barely capable of supporting life. The Manar call this event the Deo Dia Kabar. While the event is loosely known as the destruction of Manar in the Federation and beyond, the name of the Manar has give it renders more accurately as death of the heart or destruction of the home. As a result of this disaster, the bulk of the Manar population was settled in Laramblampes 2, a world that they call Manar Singinde. The nature of the ecological catastrophe has been a subject of much speculation and controversy. The essence of this matter was a sudden mass extinction of keynote genus of insects vital to the ecology of the planet. The insects were apparently struck by a plague that rapidly destroyed their populations, leaving vast numbers of plant and animal species dependent on the insects bereft. Despite the efforts of scientists, the plague was not cured, and the insects could not be successfully cloned or otherwise replaced. The entire global ecosystem unraveled and the biosphere began to collapse. The cause of the plague and dramatic ecosystem collapse is unknown. Fingers were pointed at rival planetary states for a time, but outside sabotage became the main theory, with many Manar and others in the Federation going so far as to openly blame the Caldari state enemies. This theory drove many Manar to enlist with the Federation Navy in order to strike back through fighting in the ongoing Caldari-Galente War. Ultimately, nothing was ever proven, and the trigger for the extinction and ecological collapse remains a mystery. Concord has continued to support the Federation's efforts to process and terraform of Kabar, following the Joint Federation Concord Ecological Surveying and Joint Exploratory Terraforming missions. The SCC supports transport and communication efforts with generous material aids and cost subsidies, while the various sciences and engineering divisions of Concord's vast apparatus is also involved in the logistics of terraforming Kabar. Hold on a second. We go look at yeah. Counselor, run a presidency, return from Kabar. Nope, that's not the right one. It'll be after. After 2022. No. Federation Concord Joint Initiative on Kabar reports ecological restoration indicators remain positive in end of year report. So it was already being done by this point, actually. Terraforming project reports accelerated timetable possible thanks to Capslear. The bar isn't even in this one. Hold on. News and brief. Try this one. Nope. All right. I can't spell it right. Helps if I spell it right. No, that's a terraforming catastrophe thing. Really? Yeah, that's the same one. Found it. The Tenu attack. Yeah. President Celis Agard announces major federal infrastructure and redevelopment program. That was the the president also recently authorized the Federation Navy Stellar Survey Corps to carry out new surveys in Solitude, Placid, and Verge Fender regions with a view of determining the best locations for a mooted direct Stargate connection between Solitude and the other regions of the Galente Federation. So this is just prior to Stargate Trailblazer. At present, Stargate traffic must be taken a dangerous route, blah, blah, blah. The president also pointed to federal support for the newly established Duval Gravitational Wave Observatory, Trace Cosmos phenomena. Additionally, President Agard confirmed that federal funds would be made available for the next phase of the long-term project to restore remedially terraform Manar 8, the original home of the Manar people. The planet was rendered barren 150 years ago. Yeah. Either way. Cool little site.
Warp drive active.
Isn't it funny how gal-fed home systems are a bunch of low-sec or were? It's due to the nature of the conflict between the Caldari and the Galente. Remember that, like, low-sec just means low Concord control. And a lot of the critical space for the Galente and the Caldari people are in contested territory because they both grew up next to each other. You know, they grew up in the same system. So because of that, the places of their history are also places of deep conflict. Just like Intaki was in the war zone. Still waiting for my Citadel to Syndicate Stargate project. I love how they managed to put in the low set gate to Stain in such a way to still piss off Stain guy. It was great.
Warp drive active.
I asked him if he was going to go to like the grand opening of the Stargate, and he told me that he was pissed off because it was related to mining. You got to make your money somehow. Colonial Development Zone, go brr. I guess I could keep opening boxes.
Warp drive active.
This will definitely affect the commodity market or the commodity graph on this month's MER. It's actually kind of annoying in a way because like a lot of the blue loot is more of the blue loot is going to be not even from wormholes, so it's going to be hard to equate the wormhole productivity. But I think you can. I think we still get it like per class where it comes from, like reported in the MER. So. All right. Well, we are back in high sec, so it should be fairly smooth sailing from here. So, and then when we get back to Dodixie, I'll just wrap things up. Thoughts on the electron spin cards? My thought is that it will eventually tie into the net resonators in some interesting way, because they both seem to be related to electron resonance. But I also wouldn't be surprised if some agency like the Death List starts asking for the resonance and giving out some new prize, just like the drone goo. Yeah, it's wormhole resonance. That's true. But what the hell does that even, like, what value does that do? Can I connect one of these things to a noise filament and go to a wormhole? Wormhole resonance frequencies that correspond to the rotational momentum of electrons. It's, again, it's one of those things that, like, it's starting to bother me how much of these things, like, don't really describe things that, like, how do you pick, what does it mean? What does this mean? What does it mean to be those, that? Took one to the epicenter. I don't think that there's going to be oh my god. Yeah, why is my Eve client locking up now when I open up the market? It's weird. Yeah. Well, yeah, they're a commodity, right? Yeah, so why? There we go. Jesus. Thank you. Oh, there isn't any buyers? Wait. Well, it straight up says on there that the fish isn't worth anything.
Warp drive active.
Like, it says on the fish that the fish isn't worth anything. I would have figured that like the Concord Treasury would also have buy orders for who's buying electron spin resonances? Players? I thought it was, but it's a commodity. Aren't NPCs buying it too?
Warp drive active.
Huh. Oh, why'd I do that? I just locked up my computer again. I'm almost sure of it. Yep, there it is. No, that's so weird. Okay. So the players, so the value of the electron spin resonance is 100% speculation? Huh. That's particularly odd. Well, yeah, but I mean, like, the fact that it isn't, so it is a commodity. So you would expect it to just be like, okay, well, this is just going to be in there as a reward. Like a lot of the other commodities, there's going to be buy orders all over the place for it because that's how commodities work. There's no, hold on. Are you 100% sure? What about in Zarzak? Is there, are you sure there's not like a way to sell like NPC sell orders and or buy orders in Zarzak? This is interesting because nobody's ever told anybody that this is worth anything. They literally are worth nothing at the moment, allegedly. I gotta look into this.
Warp drive active.
Just to check. No. Wait. There it is. Right? No. What's the longest I can put up a buy order? Why are you locking things? 90 days. Okay, so those are player orders. Cool time for my computer lockup every single time I open up the...
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Oh, speaking of speculation, I also do want to show this off real quick. I should have done it when we were at Zarzak. Hold on. Yeah, a year. That's... Excuse me. So it was brought to my attention yesterday that some people were talking about how the inside turned on, but I looked at a video from like 8 months ago or 6 months ago or whatever, and it looked exactly the same. This light was on, the down here was pulsing, so I don't think so. But in the meantime, lock up my computer again. Or at least my client. Weird. It's giving me, I know, right? Drum roll, please. Yeah. All right. Come on, man. No orders found. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Well, theories abound. Let me know your best in the comments below. But I have been Ashrothi. I've been playing this game since 2010, talking about it since 2012, and I'm here to put even into context for you, my fellow Empyreans. Thank you guys so much for coming. Thank you to all of my supporters and those who have gifted subs, liked, commented, subscribed, shared it around. You guys are my hero. Do not forget before you leave to primary that like button. Secondary is the subscribe button. Tertiary is the bell. I don't know. Whatever. My first try at it, it sucked. I'll try it again later. But if you want to get involved with the convocation periods, maximizing player engagement with EVE Online, we are recruiting both convocation periods and, of course, the invited supporting the deathless. If you want to come check out our Discord, you can join our community and hang out, ask questions, learn stuff, and get notifications when we go live and other videos, etc., etc. We've got merch. We've got other stuff. We will be back next week. But until then, I've been Ashrothi, the voice of New Eden. I'll see you in space. You know what? I just realized something. I did something like, so yesterday there's no cat tax. Today, hold on. Work? Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Blue balled on the outro. Shh. Hold on. This is worth it. This is worth it. Hold on. Oh. Ugh. Cat tax paid in full. He's super entertained by this, as you can tell. Look up here. Up here. Here. No? Okay. She's not amused. All right. 07.
Bring on the wrecking machine. For every city